Johnson's biggest strength is without doubt his defensive versatility. His primary position is guarding the wings, but during his Summer League campaign he had moments of guarding every position from the point of attack to playing the small ball 5. This is due to his quick feet, his lateral movement, and his desire to stay in front of his man. This makes him incredibly versatile in the defensive end as he is able to switch just about everything, which is something that Miami does on a regular basis. The thing I most love about Johnson is that he is always in a defensive stance and alert to everything that's going on around him, which is a very unique skill in itself and a coach's dream to have a player that he can trust to always give 100% on the defensive end of the floor.
The block. Keshad looked like he almost got a piece of that one, but it's Big C inside, blowing the bunny. Lead for the Heat, Zion pulling, drawing, kick. Keshad Johnson, no
Look
sir.
up. Atta baby.
He looked up and got it to Valerio Bodon in time, but there's Keshad Johnson tracking back. Going up against each other is something that we have come to expect on the first Friday night of Summer League. #1 pick versus #2 pick in action. In transition, Caleb Daniels. Castleton gets fouled. 19 points for Alondes Williams, the 2022 ACC Player of the Year at Wake Forest. A steal, Keshad Johnson. Bounce pass this time, not handled by Caleb Daniels.
Drive past the opponent. Watson spins, pump fake, up, not home.
I walked some holes though, so I got a good little workout in.
61-53, Miami on top. You and I have seen roughly 1 million Summer League games over the years. Davison. Johnson held up defensively.
That was one there.
Larson, somehow Walsh came up with that basketball. He whacked it out of Larson's hand. He back to it. Pena can't finish. They'll try it again. Up over the top.
Speaking of tough guys, here's Hunter Maldonado just checked in from Wyoming. And that is swatted away by Johnson. Miami.
Christopher's made 2 or 3 plays. Josh Christopher's a really talented guy. Played at Arizona State, was first-round draft choice. You know, he's got incredible talent.
Shot clock winding down. It's at 2. Shackelford's got to get it off. Good D by Johnson.
Keshad Johnson sitting in his...
Back to us. She said she's recording both of them. She makes sure to record everything, whether it's you.
I was about to say, I got to go to dinner with you two.
Just say me. Just tell he's making right decisions on the floor.
And they ran really good offense at Colorado State.
Prosper, and that one's blocked by Johnson.
Johnson will walk into Miami and be the most naturally gifted athlete on the team, something that Miami has lacked the past several seasons. With his combined strength and speed, Johnson will be a nightmare for any team when he gets an open floor in transition. I also think Coach Spo will try to utilise Johnson's athleticism by running plays that allow him to make cuts to the basket, similar to how previous players Derrick Jones Jr. and Jamal Cain used to do. Johnson looks most impressive when he's out wide and gets a running start on his man.
This is a perfect example. Just his ability to compete. Just plays hard. He understands how the game is supposed to be played.
What a pass and what a finish. Keshad Johnson. I mean, France is a real contender. Turnover by Boston. Miami looking to run against Johnson. Oh my goodness. Keshad Johnson. Woo. Woo.
That might have topped Andre Jackson's dunk. He looked up at the clock and saw he had time and just...
From the dotted line and beyond, Keshad Johnson lightened up the pavilion to end the quarter. Woo.
Colorado State in points and assists. And here he is leading the way for Miami. Throws it up to Johnson, makes the adjustment, the reverse lay-in.
In a locker room that understands preparation and has a substance to him and a toughness to him.
Wait a second, Johnson has...
Well, look at the hustle. House is getting up and underneath them, so they create an opportunity for a backdoor cut.
Wortman lost it, and here's Johnson coming the other way with those big shoulders, moving everybody, and he gets the lay-in.
Unselfish.
Look at them fighting through those ball screens. That was Johnson just blowing up that play. And the Euro plus the flush. He does it at one end and finishes at the other.
Standing at 6'7" tall, Johnson plays much bigger than this when it comes to rebounding. On the offensive end, Johnson regularly looks to cut in from the wings into open space and grab rebounds, seemingly from out of nowhere. His desire and will to compete in this area will be a huge bonus to Miami, as they have lacked authority on offensive boards. On the defensive end, after any shot is released, the first thing Johnson does is box out his man, whether that's under the rim or at the three-point line. If there was a stat for boxing out a man which allows your team to get a rebound, I would be confident that Johnson would be number one by some distance. Something that's a selfless team act that goes unnoticed in the box score.
Up to the Jazz. Bronny dropped, pulling, no. Keshad Johnson acting the act. Connect from 16 feet in and out.
Another young player looking to find minutes in this really good Boston team. It's Keita inside. Nope. And finally, Hawkhead will try the three. It's a little long.
Shackelford with the pass to Jones. Brick the three, and Johnson skying over everybody.
How about Johnson rebounding that ball out of his area? Not the scorer, obviously, and Lowry's an all-star, but just has a really good feel for the game and a really high basketball IQ.
If Johnson is to have a long career in the NBA, his three-point shooting must improve. He did shoot a very respectable 39% on 3 attempts per game, but was very inconsistent and most of his shots were uncontested. Johnson's shooting stroke does look okay, but will need tweaks in order to improve. If he wants to see consistent time on the floor, he will need to show that he can make open threes in order for the team to have proper spacing.
Pulling. Kicks it out, Johnson. Then a laugher here for Golden State. Johnson. Kings down by the first quarter edge of 7. Bryson Warren, an overtime elite guy, to Keshad Johnson for 3.
Simple play in terms of defense. You got to see the ball. That's going to take away that pass.
Keshad Johnson, another triple, his second of the game. He's got 8. Only beat Team China by 51 points last night as Keshad Johnson hits a 3. Should mention, no fans in the building for this one, as you could probably tell on your screen. Keshad Johnson, a contested 3, no good. San Francisco, it's a 1-point lead for the Heat. Zion pulling, draw and kick. Keshad Johnson. The prognosticators had him going mid-second round, low mid-40s.
You never know.
There's a 3. His first make from bonus distance in this one.
This is not that.
No.
This is a much higher level. Only 10 turnovers between the two teams.
And a quality possession here for the Heat.
There's a good three-point look early on. You get to see a little of what attracted the scouts. And
You get a guy like Keshad Johnson, who's been quoted in papers already saying, I feel like I'm a Heat culture guy on a two-way as he pulls from 3, that one in and out. Johnson, they left in the deep 2.
I used to say underneath, I called it special situations for basketball. Underneath out of bounds, side of the bounds, first play of the game, ATOs. Good relocate by Stevens, and quick extra pass. That's just really good basketball. He did 2 things well right.
I'll start off by mentioning that Johnson's passing ability is not talked about and is most definitely underrated. In my opinion, he has the ability to be a solid connective player that can make smart reads and make timely passes to the open man. Although Johnson's lack of half-court offense can make him seem invisible at times, and I think this is due to his average handle and lack of ability to get past his defender and create shots for himself or others. However, this is something that at the NBA level Johnson won't be asked to do, as there are already established players in the team that can provide this.
in this very high-scoring, well-played Summer League game. Great strip. by Pullen. He gets it back. Open floor, and he'll lay it up and home.
That's what we'll go with. Keshad Johnson over Lewis, who gets him back for stuffing his shot on the team's back in there. Trying to go for the lob. Kind of had the layup. Keshad Johnson.
See the mismatch right here? You got small against the big. You'd like to hope he'd create.
Really fighting him well from the post, then knocks it out of.
And his brother Dylan, keep an eye on Dylan now, for he has got a chance to be in this league after 1 year. He is a.
Johnson's unique skill set is something that's becoming increasingly popular in the NBA. There's a lot of comparisons between him and PJ Tucker, and I think this is very accurate so long as he can start hitting three-point shots, although Johnson has the advantage over PJ by being a superior athlete. In his first season, the way Johnson will get into the team is by filling defensive gaps and being an energy man off the bench. If he improves his three-point shooting, I think his ceiling will be a starting four with a role as a defensive glue guy that can provide good communication and energy to the team. His defense and energy could provide any team with a good option off the bench, but if he were to lose his athleticism and not improve his shooting, he could possibly find himself out of the league. Touch wood. Having said all this, I think Miami have yet again found themselves with a diamond in the rough, and I'm incredibly excited to see how his future in Miami plays out. Thanks for watching, and everyone, please take care and go Heat.